Hello, hello. I am so excited to see you all on Saturday at So Simply Stitched Super Saturday, and we are going to have a ball. I am super thrilled. I want to make sure everybody comes prepared. I want to give you a couple of tips that will help make everything go more smoothly as we put together our shoes. First of all, you'll be receiving some colored instructions that go through all of the steps, so you have something to reference later, especially if you choose to make additional pairs of shoes. So don't worry about that. That will be part of the class kit. I follow everything from assembling them, the product that I use, as well as protecting, cleaning, and reusing your soles. We even get into some more adapting the processing for piece design. I cover that more advanced because that's super fun. That's what I did on this style. You'll see that I don't have that binding edge. It's a more advanced technique where we flip that and gives us a nice finished look. Super excited. But I absolutely love the binding method too. I love how it finishes off the shoe with just a little bit extra color. The same on here with that cute red. The main reason I wanted you to put your shoes to do a lot of prep for this is we only have 2 hours instruction on these shoes. This is typically an all-day class. Also, because when I took the class the first time, the instructor walked around as we were trying to put this binding on. I didn't love the original method that she had us do. I was super stressed out. I wasn't getting it as pretty as I liked. I didn't feel like I had time to unpick it and redo it. So I wanted to give you guys the peace and comfort of your own home so that you could complete them at home. The other issue that I ran into is the instructor had printed the size off wrong. She did fit to page, and no matter how much I tried to fit this on those rubber soles, it was too small. So make sure you did actual size and that key that you did matches so that you make sure your shoes are the right size, because it does that little bit of give and take doesn't work. I have had a few questions I wanted to go over. Some of you asked about the slit in the back of the shoe. You don't have to sew it. You don't have to do anything with it. It will actually give us the room to adjust as we sew this to the sole. It will be covered up by the back of this rubber part. You don't even see it on any of the shoes. Isn't that cool? Okay, another question I had. I did mention making your own custom shoelaces. Super easy. You'll cut 1.5 inches of fabric. I like to do this, I believe, is a width of fabric. It might be a little bit more actually. Oh, maybe width of fabric. My mom used to do that thing where this meant a yard, but she also had longer arms than me, so that doesn't work for me. Probably, oh yep, that's width of fabric. So with the fabric, you're going to use that number 18 red bias tape maker to make that fold over those sides. Once you've pressed those, you'll fold them over one more time to give you that finish. You'll sew down that one side to give you that finished shoelace. You can sew down both, kind of a waste of time. So you can't see, but I stitched down one side. And then in your kit, you'll receive some of this shrink plastic that you can put right around the ends. You can use a hair dryer to shrink it. I'll also have my heat gun on Saturday. I haven't done it on these orange ones. I should, but they still look pretty nice. I may not. You can tie it in a knot, but I do like that finished plastic. It's an electrical supply that worked great for this. So depending on the amount, I know on these I had to go a little bit longer, so I did stitch additional. I did cut it on the bias because that's what I was doing already for the trim. Cut it on the bias, did the bias tape, and then I pretty much made them way too long, put them on, tied them in a bow, cut them to size. That's super high tech, right? A couple other things you can do to help prep for class. You will come with your shoe outside and tongue for both left and right, completed with this. However, what would really help save a lot of time is on the pattern. So this is the same size. This is the high top shoe. You'll notice that's cut on the largest line above. This is just the regular. It is cut down. Some of you have asked about this gap. On the high top, you have that gap with that dotted line in the middle. On the lower tops, you cut that out and match those two dotted lines up. because they fit the shoe a little bit better. You want this a little wider because it's up higher on your ankle. The thing that will really help us in class, if you have time, punch out all those holes on these shoes on your pattern. I haven't even done it. I've tried to go through all of my extras in case someone forgets theirs and punch them out. This will help us in marking the shoes. So if you do have time to punch it out, bring it already punched. If not, you can punch it out with the punch I give you in class. It's a leather punch, so it takes a little bit of different effort than a normal hole punch. If you have a smaller one, that works better. And then if you do want to be an overachiever, I love overachievers, you can go ahead and mark your shoe. You'll just lay this right down on your quilted part. You'll lay it face up for the right side and face down for left side, and then mark all those holes. I just use a Sharpie pen, nothing fancy. Just take my Sharpie, do a little dot. I do it for the shoelaces part as well. This will help save us some time when we're putting the shoe on the sole and adding the eyelets. As far as eyelets go, as part of the class, you have the option to pull eyelets for your one pair of shoes. I have orange, yellow, black, white, pink, green. I have so many colored ones. And then for those of you doing additional shoes, I have quite a few of gold and silver. So the colored ones, if you want to purchase for your additional shoes, they'll be $1 a bag. If you want gold and silver, I have enough. You're welcome to take the ones you need. I also have wax thread that will have you pull for your pair of shoes. I have them in about 8 colors that you get to pick from. These ones I did, you can't really tell, but it's purple. These I did in white. These I did in black. Black on black is really hard, by the way. It's hard to see the thread through the hole, but I believe in you. The purple I could see a little bit better, and it's subtle enough that it worked out okay. So again, bring your pattern you've cut out. If you remember, if you have time to punch it and mark your quilted shoes, that would be great. If you don't, that's okay too. You will be using leather punch tools to punch through the rubber soles. You can also use them to punch through the fabric. That helps save your hands, and it just makes it a little bit easier. I have gotten a little picky about not wanting those holes to show, but you really can't see them. Yeah, you can't, looking through my shoes, you really can't see them at all. Some people prefer to mark them on the front and the inside and then just use a visual, but when you get up in the tongue, it's really hard. If it's pre-punched, it'll save your hands and your bacon. If any of you happen to have an awesome crocodile tool, this version or this version, please bring them. It'll save your life. I really love these specifically for punching through the fabric. When we go to do the eyelets for the lacing, that really helps us a lot. These will work. You just have to use a little bit more effort. For those with arthritis that are concerned about using that grip, using an awl works great. I will have additionals of these to purchase for those of you making more than one pair of shoes. I have more of these to purchase than I do of the eyelet setters. So I only have a few of these. I have quite a few of these. So I'll also give you links. I'll follow up with links of where you can purchase them later on off of Amazon. These were a little bit harder to come by. I did find some on Amazon. They come with about 200 eyelets and you can't buy them without the eyelets. So, but they weren't super expensive. So if you're looking at making, 3 or 4 pairs, it might be worth investing. I believe these were about $12 with the eyelets. So hopefully I covered all of your questions. I'm super excited to have you in the class on Saturday. I will be there to help you through the instruction portion, the 2 hours, and stay an additional 4 hours or so. I can't stay the whole night, but hopefully we'll be able to get you through your shoes and get you started on the right path so that you can make many, many shoes. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. See you soon.